It's a good day. Um, I know this is coming out a little late, but we had a time today to make the recap. But um, so today we had CPI, 8:30 news drivers. Love days with 8:30 news drivers. Um, so I'm bearish, right? The reason I'm bearish is because we have these higher time frame. I mean, if you look at the market now, you can easily tell why I'm bearish, right? But I'll get into it. Um, we have that 4 hour SIBI. We came in and tested the high, swept the high from the other day. That was yesterday. Sorry, we came in and swept the high from yesterday, and so with the trend we left this wick here, and with the trend we've been having, I'm expecting bearish price action until shown differently at this point. My drawn liquidity was London lows. I'm bearish 4 hour SIBI. This was scenario one. I had another scenario because even when I write my scenarios in here, I have variations of it in my head of things that can happen because we could easily sweep out this data high and then create S&T there and then go lower. But I didn't have time. You see what time I wrote this 928, so I didn't have time to write down every scenario. There's also a bullish scenario if we had this placed above that. So I didn't really have time to write that. So this was my only scenario for the day. And I think this helped a lot because it helped me stay focused on what I was looking for. But let's get into the trade I took. So I took the trade on ES, and ES price action has been clean as hell. Um, it's been really clean. So coming into the day, we take out previous day high, right? Yeah, that's previous day high, and we wick it with this 8:30 news driver, which is CPI, right? Inside of a 4 hour fair value gap. So immediately I'm already looking like, oh, that looks because I actually wasn't going to trade today. CPI. I was listening to this guy I follow on Twitter. And my Twitter, I follow everybody I follow. I pay attention to because I know they're good for my journey. He was saying like, yeah, CPI's price action is usually not great. Um, but then I had to think about it, and I was like, has there ever been a time where I've traded CPI where I felt like this is bad price action? No, not really. Like NFP week, I understand. That's really the only times where I try to stay out the market as much as possible. NFP week. So I was like, you know what? Nah, let me at least get the experience, right? Um, Going into the day, not looking to place a trade, right? Waiting for opportunity to come to me. So as you can see, we sweep this high, and I'm looking at this. That's also why my analysis was so late. I'm looking at this, and I said, this looks really good for shorts. So coming into the day, we had this. This is actually the 5 minute fair value gap here. You see here, this is the 5 minute. So I'm looking at this fair value gap, and I'm saying, I want to see us inverse this and then to travel lower, right? A lot of people who trade this model that I trade, they took a short here around 9:30 open once price inverse this, and then we had this S&T. I didn't because, and I'll kind of show you why. Oh, man. I hate when my charts look messy because I understand it all, but like someone else is not understanding that shit. Let me get rid of all this. The reason that I didn't take this trade was because if you look how overextended NQ is versus ES, like look at this is ES here at this data high, and this is ES. I'm thinking that we would have came and swept the data high. So there was two possibilities for me at that time. That A, we sweep the data high and then we travel lower, or we sweep this low and then take out data high and then travel lower. So I wanted to see how we reacted around this low, which is why I didn't take the trade up here, um, this trade here, right? Even though we did have S&T and the sweep and the whole thing. So when we take out this low and then we come up and we create this S&T, well, I was already in the position before that. If I'm being honest, I was in the position here, right? We inverse this gap, got to change in the state. I'm in like right here. I really feel like this entry was beautiful. So exactly what I wanted to see happen happened. We took this low here, and that's also what I was looking for on ES for us to take this low. We took this low, um, no change in state, no displacement to the upside at least. We got displacement to the downside. You see this aggressive move down, and then we get a change in the state here. So we move lower, and this is where trusting the model becomes important, which I didn't do yesterday, and I made it a priority today. This candle was an up close candle, right? Which means we came all the way back up here. My stop was right here. So I entered here, stop right here. And ES is really good, like the micros for risk management. Um, so we sweep this high in here, right? Which I'm also expecting because we have this fair value gap here. But that's scary for some people when you're first starting out or where you're learning because you're like, oh my god, like am I going to hit my stop loss? But then you see this is S&T that gets created here. Now you can trust your position even more. After that S&T really, we travel lower and I move my stop to break even once we're like down here. And so we come here and we make this swing low here, right? And I wrote a note, wrong time low if lower is the draw. This concept I might talk about later when I actually make videos to like, I guess kind of like really actively teach people. Like if people pick up something from my videos now, a lot of people really not watching my videos though, but it's like a more so a personal diary log rather than like, oh, I'm actively looking to teach you guys something. Um, but when that time comes, I'll probably talk about this concept more. Because I don't want to confuse anybody, but 956, if the draw truly is lower, it's not the right time to make this low, right? So I can be confident. My stop was still at break even. I can now be confident that this low will get taken again, right? So we put in this high here, and we have this fair value gap here. So I'm expecting that to get swept, and it does get swept, right? I was also expecting a lot of resistance because I know you see these are IFVGs now, but they were fair value gaps, and so I'm expecting resistance at that point. Um, so we sweep the high, and then we come down here and we have this low. We take this low, right? And I take one con off as a time-based exit, and then I move my stop above here. I was anticipating this to get closed below. Had this gotten closed below, this would have been a great place to move my stop. But we didn't, and we reversed back to basically break even, which would have been my break even, like around here. But I was already out the position here, but we reversed to break even basically, and then we traveled lower to my draw liquidity, which was London lows. Am I upset about it? Nah. CPI price action, you know what I mean? Like, I know I said that I've never experienced like bad price action, but I understand that price action can be more volatile around these times. So you want to target the low hanging fruit, but from here to here was a really good move. Let's see, yeah, like what, 30 points, 20, 27. That's a good move. Had I taken everything off there, it would have been a great move. But my target was lower. Just days like this that happen. I'm just happy I'm able to recognize the model, trade it, and do what I need to do. In the future, price action will be cleaner. You learn from this and adjust your stop placement in terms of moving your stop, and then you target, what you need to target and let your trade play out. I'm not too concerned about the money. I'm more concerned about the execution. So I don't get like yesterday should have been 400, right? Ended up being a loss because I didn't trust the system. Today, trusted the system, ended up getting stopped out in profit, right? The move to here around the same price, right? That's about $800 that I had so-called missed out on that I could be upset about, but I'm not focused on the money right now, and that would have erased fucking loss crazy, right? That would have just erased loss. But I'm not necessarily worried about the money. I'm more so worried about trusting the model and executions. there'll come a time when the losses are erased, and I'm confident in that. I'm sure of that. I know that. I can say I know that the losses will be erased, right? So, but overall, this is really clean. It's really clean. Sweep on liquidity, S&T, trade the model. You just let price do its thing. Ended up getting stopped in profit, but it's cool. I'm really happy that I'm able to take these type of trades because it's really clean. Um, just going to keep hoping for continued success, and yeah, going to keep playing what the market gives me. Tomorrow we got 8:30 news, I believe, and then Friday we have 10 o'clock news. So both days, good days, should be interesting. I'm expecting Friday to be lower probability than Thursday, but Thursday should be good probability. That's trade recap for today. Thank you for coming.